So today's video, I'm not really stealing any one person's idea, mainly because there's just so many different YouTubers and different people online who have done tier lists, and I can't give it to just one person since it's like now a genre of video. I'm going to just be like taking the whole genre idea, but making it extremely indulgent for me myself, because I don't think anyone else has ever looked into or thought about these particular products besides me. I'm going to be looking and ranking merch exclusively for Gil Kessler, the trans man in the Golden Girls. Back when I made the Golden Girls video, I had to cut so many moments of me just lost for words of how much I liked the character Gil Kessler, and like to an embarrassing point. I don't even know what I eventually did say in the video, solely because I was really sick at that point in time. It's just like that when you have chronic illness and disabilities. Sometimes you're just not there, and since it was my very first video, I was also extremely nervous, and I had no script, I had nothing. I mean, I don't have any of that now, but since it was more of like an essay about things, I wish I did, but I haven't went back and looked. But essentially, Gil Kessler is a trans man in the Golden Girls, and well, the character is, and is played by the actor that plays Painless in the movie MASH, and I watched it solely because of him. I mean, I've been thought about doing it for so long because it's like people always talk about MASH. But anyways, so I was so into the character Gil Kessler that I looked up merch for him, and there was only 5 pieces of merch. I'm going to be ranking those 5 pieces of merch for my favorite TV character. I don't know if I should say favorite, for one of my favorite TV characters, solely because of how much like he's a little bit of a joke, but he's essentially what he is he's a politician that no one takes seriously because he's very, like, people step all over him, and he's kind of, I guess, meek and a little bit like timid in the episode. It's not really about him, it's mainly about Blanche and how the girls view Blanche. But that's not the point. The point is Gil Kessler, and at the end, it's revealed that he is transgender. We'll talk about that more later. I really like him, and every time I mention him, every time I mention that he is, to my knowledge and from what I have looked up online, is the earliest transgender man character on TV. At least in the US. But I looked it up, and a lot of people give it to farther down in like time, but no, he is the earliest one, which is 1987, when the episode came out, and people are shocked because I have had people be like, I didn't know trans men were from, that time, or that old, where they're like, didn't realize that, not necessarily that they existed. And some of them probably meant it that way, where they just straight up didn't know trans people and trans men were from all the way back in the 80s. Oh my god. But some of them just really didn't know that they were in media. And anyway, so I could talk about Gil Kessler for so long, and he kind of became a character that I really liked because of his cultural significance and how much seeing myself in a TV show that I really, really enjoyed, and I still enjoy. I have the whole, you can't see it, I have the whole box set right down there. I think I have more stuff too, but I really love the Golden Girls, and I really love like classic, or now I guess it's classic, 80s, 90s, like sitcoms. That's what I grew up on, and to have, you know, Gil Kessler being, even so he is a bit of a joke, having a trans man in it, and even having him, even if he is supposed to be a little bit of a joke, or it's supposed to even just be a joke, period, it is so much better done than so many trans jokes later on, because usually they're so much more transphobic. And I'm not positive how he was supposed to be written, like how much of a joke he was supposed to be, but I absolutely love him, and I love the episode itself was okay in my opinion, but I have grown to absolutely love it. It's my most watched episode because I mention it and I talk about him and I talk about it, and people are like, okay, let's watch that episode, and we would watch the episode together. But I absolutely love him, and I love the character, and I love his portrayal. And I know that my sibling really pointed out to me that him being, you know, wimpy and meek and stepped over, is that a joke about him, you know, being a woman, or is that just supposed to be humorous? You know, it's like, is it playing into gender, or is it like gender stereotypes and sexism essentially, or is it like, what is it? Is it because he's so unmanly it's funny, or like what? I'm not positive. I'm going to be real. I have no idea what made them make these decisions. I didn't really look into any like why, but I did look into merch for him because I absolutely I absolutely love him, and he's, you know, something that I have grown to be like, yes, this. Anyways, so I'm going to be ranking all the merch items for Gil Kessler. I thought about trying to keep it so you can't see the items, but it is what it is, okay? I did it this way. First up is this shirt, and I actually own this shirt. It was one of the two items that I actually saw back when I first originally started looking for merch for Gil Kessler. This was one of the two items that actually existed. I bought this shirt. I have it. It's a typical t-shirt. I bought it as a typical t-shirt and nothing. But since it is on, you know, one of these websites, you can get it in a plethora of colors, and you can even get it in a whole bunch of different items. I have thought about buying the second one of these shirts. I think it's really fun. Because it's not like over the top, like, oh my god, it's the Golden Girls. It's nice. I like it. It's very simple. I like the red, white, and blue because it's a politician thing. I like the Miami, Florida because that's where the Golden Girls is from, obviously. And I like the 1987 because that's the year the episode released. All of these things I really like. This is just a solid thing. I thought about getting another one, but like oversized, maybe like, you know, modifying it in some way. Right now, mainly what I do is I mainly just sleep in it. But it's just a good shirt. I have bought it. I was thinking about buying the design again on other items. Love it. Absolutely. Like, I'm going to give it an A solely because I love it. There's no notes. Like, yes, absolutely. Also, all these are going to be linked down below. I'm actually going to switch. Nah. Yeah, I am. I'm going to switch it. I'm going to put this first. So I'm going to switch this. I'm so prepared. I like debated like what order, and I'm like throwing that out the window. So this is the other item that was originally available when I was looking for merch items, and I find this so funny. It is a legitimate yard sign that you can put into the ground which is so funny to me because it's a voting sign. Like, that's what you do. And I love it so much. This absolutely zero notes. I do live in an apartment. There is no way I can utilize this in a yard. I probably wouldn't. I don't know the quality of it. I did not buy this one, so I can't speak on that. I absolutely love this. This by far, this is straight up an S tier. It is so funny. It is so over the top. It is so unnecessary. It has to be an S tier. Like, this is so funny. Like, it is probably, yeah, it's can you see that? Yeah. It's 18 by 12, I'm assuming, inches. I honestly thought about getting this just to put on my wall. Like, that is what I was thinking. I haven't committed to it, obviously. I haven't committed to, besides getting the one shirt, any of these, but this is so funny to me. It's S tier. Like, yes, like, it is camp, it is big, it is unnecessary. I absolutely love it. I don't know how weather resistant it is. Again, I'm not putting it in the yard though, so I don't care. So unless it's absolute shit quality, the idea of this, S tier for sure. Absolutely. So then the next one, this shirt, this design, because it is like, it's on Redbubble, like I said, with the other one, tons of different colors, but also tons of different products you can put it on. So tons of different products you can put it on. Great. This just says Gil Kessler, not a wimp. Like I said, this is a tie back to his character in the Golden Girls. You just like with the other one, like with the sign, you can't, it's not Golden Girls first and then Gil Kessler. That's Gil Kessler. Like, it doesn't tell you where he's from. Like, it's very funny to me. It's great. I like this. Yeah, I like, yeah. I think this is great. I don't know if I love just like the square on it, but if I got it in like a print for your wall kind of deal, I might, yeah, like, this is great. I love it. Again, the red, white, and blue, because he's a politician. It's a little bit like him. You know, I'm not a wimp. Okay. You know, again, it kind of ties into his character. Okay, you know, I kind of like, I like it. I don't know, I'm not like jumping at it, but it's pretty good. So I'm you know, but solely because there's only 5 items. This is the same item. Because there's only 5 items, I am going to separate them, I think. This is absolutely great. Pretty good. I like it. It's very solid. Love it. The next one is also a shirt, the same thing. But I like the pink and the blue. It's kind of like this, but I got the stars and it's pink and blue. Yeah, very cute, very nice. However, down here, assigned female at birth is no reason I can't be your next city councilman. And here's where this is now we're getting into hold on territory where we're like, what are we talking about? Wait. Nowhere in the episode does it actively say anything like it. Like, not a wimp is kind of in relation to what he says. It kind of is part or entangled with how and what he says. However, this isn't part of anything from the Golden Girls. In no part in the episode did it say, or did anyone say, that women can't be part of the city council. And I get it, it's like city council man, like you know, trans. But I also think if you're going to do that, I personally, as a trans man, I should have said that earlier. I'm a trans man. So I think I said that in a roundabout way earlier. But as a trans man, saying assigned female at birth is a way of saying anyone assigned female at birth. My mother was assigned female at birth. My het sister was assigned female at birth. So I guess because it says council man is where you're supposed to be taking it. I don't know. Personally, if I were to get, this shirt, I would legitimately cut it or crop it right underneath his hands. So, like, just the design stops and this would be taken off. Because this up here, I love it. I love this part. I even, because his name would just be there, I don't care. Like, the idea of just this top part is so much better, in my opinion, than this. This bottom part is like, what were you thinking? Because again, assigned female at birth, it means more. And I guess if you didn't want to label, because like I was saying earlier, I said transgender because in the episode they never label what Gil Kessler is. He says, hey, I was born this, which we'll get to later. I was born with this name, and when at this time in life, like whatever, I think it was in 1968, I had the surgery, and now I'm Gil Kessler. And they don't label him a trans man. They don't label him trans. They don't put a label on it. But very clearly saying, I was this, I was a housewife, I was whatever, and now I'm Gil Kessler, and I want to be an honest man, which is why I'm coming out. So, like, he talks about, like, being a guy, which nowadays we would use the word transgender. I get not wanting to put a label on somebody in the past. However, I will. He's a trans man. And we could have said being a trans man is no reason I can't be, being a trans man is no reason I can't be your next city councilman. I am not upset by it, and I get that you're trying to make a slogan that's kind of like his slogan, but I do need to emphasize in the episode, because he is so boring and stepped on and overlooked, like he's supposed to be like dull. Because he's so dull, his catchphrase in the episode is vote for me for city councilman. Like, his whole thing is that he's boring, and his like slogan isn't a slogan.
And remember my slogan, Gil Kessler for city councilman.
You call that a slogan?
It's part of his humor. So having it also be, having not a wimp be like, oh, it's a tagline, it's a slogan, is already like, well, that's kind of why he isn't, that's like the joke, is that he doesn't have a slogan. Like, so then having one that I personally am not a huge fan of, like, it's not bad, it's not like, oh wow, I'm offended, it's like, oh, okay. Like, it's a little bit odd for me. For that reason I'm voting it down. Honestly, should I put it in D? I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put a D. And I'm going to try to switch these back. Okay. I like the top part of it. I like that it's the patriotic, but since it's like lightened, it's the trans flag. I think that's really fun, and I think that's very funny, and I like it to the point where if it wasn't with that bottom part, or it was even slightly different, I guess, but if it was just none of that, like me cropping it, like, or even if I got it in like a print and I cut it myself, like, great, I would absolutely love it. But because of that bottom part, I am I can't make it higher. I don't think I can. I'm trying to think if because the top part so great. I love it. Very humorous. I think having his thing be like it's all great. It's all great. But that bottom part, man, it kills me. It kills me. And then last, it's this. And it says elect Gil Kessler, Miami City Council. I like it. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the tie-dye. I'm not positive if they meant, nope, I don't know if they meant the coloring to be the trans flag or not. I'm gonna be real. Like if it is supposed to be a little pink and blue, I'm not a huge fan of it being this tie-dye. Like personally, I don't wear it. Like I wouldn't wear it. I don't think I would wear it. So because of that, I'm like, alrighty. The detail, like this front part, great. I think it's very funny. I kind of like this one better, like stylistically, but this one, yeah, solid, man. And it's great. I absolutely love it. I would probably put it, even so, if it came in black, I would put it equal to this first one. However, we then get to the back, and it says Anna Maria Bonaducci. Now, if you watch the episode, like I was saying, instead of saying I'm a trans man, or instead of saying, you know, oh, I am transgender or trans or whatever, instead of saying that, what the character Gil Kessler did is that I was born Anna Maria Bonaducci, and now I'm Gil Kessler. I get it, he's a fictional character. However, you're dead naming him. And that is wild, because when I first saw this, because this was a newer item that when I looked him up showed up. For again, like for a lot of these didn't show up when I first looked up. Like these are not necessarily that they are newer, but that they're newer to me when I was looking it up. And this back part, when I first saw it, I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, is this, you know, like the shop name or whatever? And then once I read it, I was like, oh, oh, it's Gil Kessler's dead name. So it's like I don't know if they like, since it says like this particular shop is like Florida Girls and the other one is like the Golden Girls quotes and stuff like that. I'm going to bet that most of these people aren't transgender, so they don't know. The other one might just be like my taste, like this personally is like my taste that I'm like, the wording's a little bit, I get it, but like for me personally, I'm like, eh. But this is like, you didn't need to do that. You didn't have to put his dead name on the back. It doesn't, I don't think it needed to be there. I don't think it adds anything to me. But also, it's like, I'm walking around, it's like, oh, great shirt. It's like, oh, it's about a trans character back. Oh, let me get it. It's about a trans character back in, you know, the 80s, the first trans guy on TV, and like trans character, like trans man character on TV. And it's like, that's so cool. Yeah, man, the back has his dead name. It's like, what? Like, you can't. I don't know. So this front one, I think, even so it's just a square, like I would put this C or B, right? Like this front part, like the thing that kills me is the coloring of it. It just isn't my thing, and I just don't know if I would grab it. It honestly is a C or B. But if I'm doing one in each tier, I'm going to put it a C. I think I like this better than the front of this. Maybe. I'm debating. These might actually be switched. However, the dead name, dead last. Dead last. Dead last. The idea, like, I don't know. It's like there are so many trans characters and trans people that have their dead name or previous names on record, and sometimes it's fine. Like, I still use my very first email, which is my dead name, which sometimes it's like really irritating to see, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes dead names, it's either necessary or it works or whatever. This one didn't need it. I don't want to wear. And I know it's like, oh, he's a character, it's not that serious. And it's not. It's not that serious. But for me personally, when I saw that and I realized it was such like the sinking, like, oh, okay. Like, the idea that the shirt, it has his dead name on it is so wild. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the name Anna Maria Bonaducci. I'm going to be real, it's very fun. But it just like, this is both me as like aesthetically, like, do I like it, do I not like it, what do I like, what don't I like, but also it is based on me as a trans person. And as a trans person, I gotta say, putting the character's dead name on your merch is dead last. It is F tier. It was so like, I don't know, man. Like, what are you talking about? I honestly, I'm trying to think. Would I wear this? I might switch these. Should I switch these? Should I be that, like, should I be that guy? It's mine. I get to choose. I'm not a wimp. I want to go back to being a shirt. Yeah. I think because it's like a square and I don't think it's like made for a shirt kind of deal. But the coloring kind of kills me on this, man. But it could be kind of cute. It could work. But if this was just the top part, this would be up, like, this would knock some of these down. But all together, but if I'm doing these together, like, this has to be dragged down solely because of the back. But if it was just the front, but if these are the same item and we're making them together, I can't go above any, like, I can't. Even so, this shirt is a little bit weird. Like, it's a little bit odd. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this bottom part. The top part, again, I love this top part. But I can't put it above it. But it's separate, this and like this, like, for sure. So like I said, absolutely no one else would be interested in this, so I don't think anyone else will be watching this, but I find it so joyful. I love the idea of looking at these items. I love the idea of showing people these items. I love the idea of talking, like, I also just love Gil Kessler, and I found some of these so funny. Like, I showed my mom the voting sign one because it's so funny. I got the black shirt. It's funny stuff, and I like it, and it's humorous, and no one else cares. But I know for a fact no one else has done this. So even so, I stole the idea of a tier rank list. Like, I didn't steal the idea of this episode. What is this, a TV show? I didn't steal this video because no one else has done this, and I think it was so funny to me that I had to do it. I really just wanted a good time, and even so, my original Golden Girls video wasn't perfect, and there was a lot of things that I wish I could have changed. I felt really good about it, and I felt really happy talking about something that I really am passionate about. And I'm really passionate about Gil Kessler, and I'm really passionate about people's art, and none of these art are bad. Like, I love the art of all of these items. What gets me is on like a trans level where I'm like, you know, like, dead name, the wording of like different things. I don't know. But if I had money, I probably would buy. Here's the thing. I would buy almost all of these items. The tie-dye shirt one, because of the back, makes me go, I don't know if I want that. I don't think I would. But with the other ones, with like the other one, I might crop it. So it's like I would only buy part of the design. The Wimp one, I might keep whole. Obviously I have the black shirt and the lawn sign. Absolutely, I'm putting that on the wall. I don't know which wall, but a wall. I'm putting it up. This is a really indulgent video that I wanted to make because I like it. So anyways, thank you for being here. If you decided to watch something that no one else cares about. Anyways, thank you so much for letting me just talk. I mean, no, by let me, I mean like no one, no, I have zero obligations to anyone. I'm just doing whatever the hell I want. And this is 100% what I want. And if you do know any other Gil Kessler merch, please let me know. Like, please let me know. Put it in the comments because I want to at least see them all. But definitely want more Gil Kessler merch because I absolutely love this awkward, boring, OG trans man character. Yes. So let me know, please. Okay. That was enough rambling. Yeah, that was enough rambling. Thank you. Goodbye.